What's up, guys? How you doing? Today we're in the studio with Ramiz, aka Priest, and we're looking forward to starting our interviews with our artists and many others about where they're coming from, why they're writing music. And today we're going to be discussing Priest's album that he released last year, Holotropic, and welcome to the studio, man.
Thanks for having me, Calvin. Super excited to start this first interview with the label. I'm getting more into the content side of music, basically.
No, same, man. We've been speaking for a little while.
We've been speaking about this and we're finally getting out there. Getting out the comfort zones of just music.
Yeah, no, finally, man. I think that we need to share with everyone, our connections with music, our artists, and what we're doing together, and seeing where we're going.
Yeah, we're not just hiding in the studio in the dark, lights off. We are, but also we're not.
But yeah, man. So we did your album for you and Holotropic. So give us an understanding why you chose the name Holotropic.
Okay. So for me, Holotropic has to do with breathing exercises, and my take on breathing is super important. I think it is one of the most not thought about things in life, where breathing is life and death. It's literally the thing holding the two together, and we don't focus on our own breathing as much as we should and be in control of our own breathing. So it's just another way of you just bringing that up front that breathing is important. You can control your breathing. Doesn't have to be an autopilot situation. Breathing is like a superpower, actually.
No, it is, man. Like I said, I was talking to you earlier, and I went for that retreat, and I did that holotropic breathing session. And it was pretty intense, actually. It was about 45 minutes, and I swear it was similar sensations to ecstasy, and
exactly.
Like heightened oxygen levels, like crazy tingling.
So I just wanted to, because sometimes psytrance can be overwhelming for some people, and you can control that overwhelming feeling with you. But we don't want to make this about a breathing podcast. That's just a little take on why we chose Holotropic.
Just remember to breathe when you're on the dance floor.
That's just a little take on it.
Awesome, man. And the reason why you chose to do an album, like why did you decide at this point in your career to do an album?
So this was my first album. I released quite a bit of music and like an average release, and I was just doing a bunch of EPs, bunch of singles, and I felt like I got to a point where I wasn't being challenged, and an album is really an artistic challenge. Like
lots of tracks,
lots of themes, lots of ideas, lots of trial and error. Some will work, some won't work. It was a challenge, and actually took me a year to write this album, a full year. It was a long time for me, because I can write in an average of a couple of days, and this took a year. That's just how much training of it takes. So, but I love it. I love the
some tracks working, some not. Writing a track and it's not fitting with everything else, and you're like, next, I'm going to make one.
Like there's 10 tracks on the album, but there's maybe 16, 17 tracks written. So not everything gets chosen.
So your themes behind the tracks, you said you're like writing tracks to themes, and the idea with the album, like what was the direction of each of the ideas?
So before I start the track, I always have a theme and an idea for the track. It just helps me guide the writing process in the direction I can already foresee coming. So for Holotropic, for instance, my hands are dancing. It's what I wanted to get out of it is literally silly, funny. My hands are, because when you're on the dance floor, your hands are doing a lot of the dancing part. So it's meant to be silly, fun. My hands are dancing. That's his idea, and we just keep it fun the whole way.
Awesome. Nice. No, that's a killer track.
I love that track. Like Minds of Dancing is an interesting track to myself because if you listen to it, a lot of the sounds are not actually synthesized on computer. A lot of it is just my own voice. And so I sat there and I was like, because I've made a couple of tracks before that for the album, and I was like, oh, this is sounding so synthetic to my ears, like I'm hearing machines all the time. And then I just let the track play, and I took a mic and I sat back and I just started making sounds with my mouth and then just altered it on the PC, and yeah, that was
That's good fun, man.
That was just fun. I enjoyed
I
it.
remember we did that at your studio the one day as well.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I can't figure out how to make the sound that way, just make it in my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's really the best ideas come from. It was like taking the sound you have in your head straight onto PC the quickest way possible.
Yeah.
Is literally through a mic record. It's not the exact sound, but the idea is there.
Yeah.
And the ideas are the goal is.
Oh, have that creative flow, you know. It's like we were talking about earlier as well, everything being randomized now, and like when you actually like triggering these ideas from your mouth or from your hands, and you're making them, that input and that creative flow is important.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of stuff is randomized at now, and it's easy to just push a button and just let the computer do most of the work. And then you have 10,000 ideas.
Yeah.
And then
I have to choose that
you
idea.
have to choose the best idea. Where you can create ideas yourself as well. And you can use those ideas.
Sure.
Yeah.
And writing a track like that, how long did that take you to write My Hands Are Dancing?
So My Hands Are Dancing, it started off slow. Because like I was saying, I was sitting there, I was like, I'm so tired of the synthetic sound. So that process took a couple of hours to just be like, what works. And when I took the mic and started recording, then it only took a couple of hours to finish because the idea came, and once the idea comes, the track writes itself.
Nice. So you're not fighting a block.
You're not fighting a block anymore, you're not trying to push buttons and hopefully something comes out. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Nice. And other tracks on it, what are your other favorite tracks that you want to talk about on the album?
Breathwork was interesting. Breathwork it's like, for me, it's like the funniest track because it's like a redundant of itself because it's called breathwork. But whenever you think of breathwork, you're thinking of stillness, meditative vibe, ambient, everything's slowing down. But the track is actually the opposite, where it's the kick and bass is running through the whole track from start to finish. It's like one little break, but it's like for a few seconds. But it still has kick and bass playing. And then the percussion, normally the percussion in music starts like at 2 minutes. It starts like it's at 30 seconds. You like straight fall into a full track and it keeps running.
No build-up breakdown.
No build-up, just like we're in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so it's like the opposite of breathwork. So it's like you have the chaos of the track, and now can you control your breathing through the chaos through the whole one.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's
a cool concept.
Yeah, this is like a opposites of each other.
So just when you say like you going straight into that first 30 seconds, why do artists write such long intros and outros and that build up and breakdown when like you said, for me, I'm always as a DJ, I skip most of the sections and I go to the part that there's like the intricacy and the high energy coming in. Obviously you're writing that storyline and that build and break, but like you said, you just jumped in and straight in 30 seconds. So why do you do that?
So I'm always thinking about when I write, I'm always thinking about where this track's going to be played. And 99% of the time it's going to be at a festival instead of a cell phone or car system. So I'm thinking that I'm going to mix this track into the previous track, and I want the energy to stay high immediately. I don't want it to have that little 1 minute before it builds up. I want it to come in and you can already blast it. It's already going.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so the track is written for the way it's going to be played at a festival. Like that's the writing part.
Design for it.
Yeah. So there's theme, but there's also where it's going to play and how it's going to affect the dance floor. Like I'm always thinking about the dance floor when I write. Yeah.
And so now you only write music. You're not DJing. You DJ your own music, right?
Yeah.
But you don't DJ other people's music. You're only playing yours. You only produce.
Okay, so I 99% of the time only play my own music. Just it's a creative feel more than a DJ feel for myself, because there's just something about, I don't know if it's selfish or what, but there's something about having a blank canvas, completely blank. Taking a blank canvas, creating an idea, putting it on the computer, creating a song, taking that song to a dance floor, playing that song, not knowing how it's gonna go. You have no clue how that song's gonna be received.
Yeah.
And seeing people be happy and dance and give you support for that creation, like that, the whole cycle is priceless. And like if I play another person's song, it doesn't feel, you don't feel that process. It's like I'm playing someone else's song and he could have had that feeling that I have now. You know what I mean? It's a very sensitive issue for myself.
So now when you're playing your music at the gigs and the festivals and you playing the same stuff over and over, because me as a DJ, I play a mixture of stuff. I go back to tracks that really resonate with me, which sounds like obviously that's how your music resonates with you.
Yeah.
But do you find that you get tired of your own music sometimes? Or do you, because you've written it and you're so emotionally involved in that process, that when you're playing it, that you relive that excitement again?
So for me, yes, that does happen. And when it does happen, I actually say no to certain gigs, because then if I play too frequently, I feel like I'm being too greedy to the audience. It's unfair to the audience to listen to the same music all the time. So I will say no to certain gigs when it's too frequent, because then I know I'm not going to give them a new experience. But that's also why I write quite a lot. Like I said, I can write tracks quite fast, and I have quite a stock of tracks that people haven't heard that only get played at festivals to keep it fresh. So it's a bit of a give and take. It's like if I'm in the writing space, I write quite a lot of tracks so that I keep the sets fresh. I won't take too many gigs because I know it's not going to be a fresh set. Yeah.
And that's for your interaction, not necessarily the dance floor. For you, when you're feeling like when you're playing it, to feel that inspiration from it.
It's very your crowd and your festival goers, they mean more than yourself. At the end of the day, it's a dance festival. People want to dance. That's the main thing. And if there's a selfish act of me, my music over them, that makes no sense. So, yeah. The dancer comes before everything else. The writing is also driven to the dancer. And dance music, dance is everything. Yeah.
No, it is definitely, man. Your music gets the dance floor going.
Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned that I capture the dance element. Wow. Yeah.
No, man, you've got great percussion structure, great groove and drive, and
thanks.
Like really, you can see the dance floor there, you're smashing Cape Town. People loving your stuff, man. It's really amazing to see. So,
Thanks.
And the track that you wrote with Solus,
So I did a track with Solus called Freak Out. So I actually had a sample for months. I had the sample for months and months. And it couldn't fit into no other track. Didn't want to fit in any track. And then me and Solus started writing, and then this voice clip fitted perfectly. It was like it found its home finally.
Awesome.
Because I keep vocal clips that I want to use. I don't keep a big stock. I keep just a good bunch, and I want to use that good bunch, and then finally found its place.
It's like every time you're writing a track, put it in. Nah, doesn't work.
Yeah. The vocal is a little boy on the news, and he says I freak out. And every time I'm thinking of the word freak out, I feel like I have to write some crazy dark track so that the words actually make sense to the track. But I managed to make it in a more happy, lightful track.
Yeah, comical.
Yeah, it worked out.
I remember that video circulating with that kid.
I was like, it's perfect for a track.
I haven't seen anyone else really use it either. Like, it's killer.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah, your stuff's really unique. It's nice that you like searching for these elements that you feel that can find its place and not doing the generic stuff, you know, like using our own voice. And
Yeah, I'm trying to have like the social impact with the music. I feel like a couple of years ago, Psytrance was super underground. And right now it's being listened to the general public as well. So they resonate with more socially acceptable things and more of a social scene around it. So I try and use more bits of everything, and it doesn't always have to be drugs.
yeah.
I don't think I have any drug vocals. I don't think drug vocals are needed in psytrance, to be honest.
No, man, especially now because everyone's utilizing elements from so many different avenues now.
Yeah.
I think it used to be big about the drugs and psychedelic because it was that breakout of normal mundane life,
Yeah.
and it was like the escape is LSD and ecstasy and
But I think now more
people's like comical stuff and like guys are mixing like Simpsons and like
yeah, I think COVID kind of brought the intenseness down, and just like things can be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Just enjoy your life. Like, yeah, things are serious, but it doesn't also have to be serious. You can choose your ways.
yeah.
It's a complicated situation.
Oh, life's too serious, like let's have more fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's have more fun.
It can go either way.
Yeah.
It can go either way.
Not too much fun.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's dance music, and no one wants to be depressed dancing. You don't want to hear some depressing stuff while you're dancing.
No.
That's the last thing you want to listen to. You want to hear something fun and funny. It's happy.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
man. So they're having fun with their friends and jamming and drinking and jollying.
You want to have a good time. That's the main focus. I think like we sometimes try and overcomplicate things too much, and like that's why you liked it in the first place. So you felt happy there.
Yeah.
You had a good time and you danced. Like you had your rock star feeling, and that's all I'm trying to just bring back, just give it back. Same feelings I got. Music, yeah.
That's the same with me, I feel,
Yeah, I don't want to overcomplicate it and do underground and dark and...
just fun, like, when I play like that, I'm like, I think it's funky.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not dark compared to many artists, but that funk and that groove and that like, that playful element is so key, you know, and I've always liked heavy music, heavy metal, like drum and bass and hard house and all that, and to bring that funk and groove into the nighttime is awesome, you know. So seeing that from you and many other artists, bringing that energy to the dance floor, that people just want to like have fun. Lots of fun, and smile and jam with their mates, you know.
Yeah,
I'll be like,
yeah, exactly. Like there's a time and a place.
No, exactly.
They just want to have fun. That's it. Yeah.
And your album's quite versatile, you know, you go like a range of BPMs, a range of styles, including like a chill out track and Start Raving Mad. You're quite a versatile producer, even with the new project Wobblehead as well, like on the techno side. Like you never chose, like a lot of producers now will choose like a distinct style, you know, or a distinct BPM range, and you're quite versatile. Like the reasoning for that, like just like, you write what you feel.
Yeah, like that's a very complicated thing for myself. Like I personally would not like to be. I would like to write everything because I write everything because it deals with. I don't think people should, like, you know how they say things are black and white, they should be black and white, things must be black and white. I don't think we should be black and white. Humans are complicated things. Like, they should be grey, and everyone should be grey. It's fine to be grey. Like, you don't have to be on this route, or you don't have to be on this route. Like, make whatever you want to make. It's music. Just express yourself in any way you want. for the album, I chose a more of an ambient track and a more like a proggy track, but it's not like the typical prog stuff. It's more, how can I say, it's more like a chill out prog track. And I just chose those two because we are in the psychedelic psytrance album, so it just made a bit more sense. But technically, I write 6-7 different genres. I just don't put it out there. It's just like when I'm feeling sad, I write a sad tune just to like express myself. And afterwards, I feel great because I got those sad emotions out of me. It's like journaling or something. But I'm not a good writer. I don't read a lot. I actually failed English, but we can cut that out. But I can express my emotions through music very easily, and that helps me a ton. Yeah. And then on my ambient track, I did with a guy called Stockman Man. He's a classical clarinet player, amazing player. And me and him just jammed out in the studio. I just let him flow, just told him to play, don't think, just feel, and that's what we came up with. And I love that track. I still listen to it today. A year later. I love it. We recorded some animal sounds. We really embodied like a nature, animal zoo, theme park type of vibe. Feels like a psychedelic zoo. You can listen to it with all the different animals.
Why don't you do opening sets for a dance or like with your chill out and that?
So I had that thought before. I actually like even made a Facebook post about like why don't we open trance parties with ambient sets, and I think it just doesn't have the same appeal to the general public. Like they want to dance, you know what I mean? Dance festival, like I said.
But I think it's important, you know, we always did that flow, and like many of the festivals in Europe and around the world do that opening ceremony.
I would love it.
Like,
I personally would love it, but I don't control the dance floor lineups and stuff. But if there are festivals that want to start introducing it, I'm all for it.
Yeah, man.
I love the music.
It'd be great. Like that first set is like people just warming up to the space, you know? Like it's not like walking to the wall and go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, let's just get into it.
Yeah, some nice ambient music in the background, welcome you in.
Have some food, prep yourself for the party.
Yeah. And I'm 100% all for that. I would love to do it. Awesome. It's just never.
Cool, so you know that, guys. Opening sets.
Yeah, I'm down.
And the artwork that you chose, like the direction of the artwork, obviously it's sort of working in line with the breathwork and that. But like why your inspiration behind this kind of look?
So the classic meditating guy. It's like if you think about breathing exercises, you think of the meditating guy. And then I wanted the inside to be like a waterfall of chaos, but then he controls it as it comes out of him. So it's like you have the chaos of the breathing, and then you have it coming out of you all calm, like a waterfall. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool, eh? This was Ben that did the design for you.
Yeah, Ben's killer.
He's doing amazing stuff on the label. And killer videos to go with it as well. Obviously it's on the YouTube. You can go and like watch it and actually enjoy the visuals that go with the music, which is really cool. We started doing that, I think it was just around your release when you started doing this, like in that last year sometime. I was like, you got all these videos, we might as well use them. So then actually like having an experience, because there's so many people watching, like I don't, but utilizing music on YouTube. Like I'm always on like Spotify or Tidal just because I'm driving. But, like so many guys at home just sticking on the TV and having visuals. Like,
I have it myself. I'll play someone's album and then just have a nice visual in the background just going on looping.
That's cool. So I'm stoked that you're doing it now as well. It makes it like worth it. Every now and then I go and watch it. And your techno project now, because you're going with that direction, how long have you been writing techno for as well?
So I just started June, I think in winter. So our winter is in May, June. It was our winter, so there was no parties going on, and I was struggling to write psytrance, to be honest.
Oh, you said you've been having a little bit of a block this year.
Yeah, I've been having a little block. I'm not sure what it is. I'm still struggling with the block, but I'll figure it out. So in the meantime,
inspiration on the BPM side, you're getting old and getting slow.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I haven't been putting it together, but I don't think it's that, because I have written a track recently and I just flew together. But I have some ideas. Stay tuned. I'm trying to reduce the random generators that's just generating ideas for you at the button.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, like becoming like, I grew up studying music and doing percussion and guitar and piano, and like when I started writing electronic music, I had a MIDI controller and I was playing and how I actually completed most tracks that I only completed were in Ableton when I actually did the trigger of me playing it.
Yeah.
When I sat with the mouse and doing the loops and stuff, I lost all my ideas. You know? I can understand like in these generators that like it's making a lot of ideas, and then you have an idea and then I would lose it, because like I even sat on the tube and I used to write notations down like in my head and then go home and then try and play them. And now it's like, are these types of ideas flowing in your brain when you're writing a track? Because if you're using those generators, those ideas are not flowing, if you know what I mean.
So me personally, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not thinking of an idea, or not watching something to learn something, or reading something about music. It's every day, at least something must come into the brain, and new knowledge will give you new ideas. It's just the more you know, the more you can get out there. But from the generators and stuff like that, like I personally have no musical background with like theory and stuff, so I had to learn theory through myself and through YouTube. So I have a general understanding of music theory, but I can't play an instrument. So the generators, even for me that doesn't come from a musical background but has the theory now, the generators just it does the work for you, but it just doesn't feel the same as you coming up with an idea yourself. But that could just be a personal thing. But I feel like when the idea comes from me straight away, then the song gets a bit more attention and puts a lot more effort into the generated version. Yeah. Okay. It has positives and it has its negatives. Yeah. We are in the technology age, so you have to use what is out there. But as an artist, you need to also like create your own as well. Yeah. It's a fine line. You can use it, but try and create your own ideas and bring forth your own ideas. Like the EP I did, it's called What You Mean. If you listen to the track, there's not a lot of musical theory going on there. It's literally memes, sounds of memes making up the song. And that's what makes it interesting. Not the music theory, but the silliness of memes. Yeah, so ideas over, there's a lot of ways to make music.
Yeah. No, definitely now we have access to the technology and the way that you can record things and trigger things. And so on. You can really like you said, take your voice and then you're like distorting it and layering it and affecting it, and then like when I was playing at your studio and it was like you put in a sound in your voice and then it made something completely different. I was like, what? Like that's super cool.
I try and pull creativity from every element of life. Like I'm not limited. I know there's always these fights, like if you use a sample, you're not a producer, if you do this, there's so many rules, but like why would you want to limit your creation to rules? Like it makes no sense as an artist. Like there should be no rules in music, and like you always get these people from wherever, you use this, you're not a producer, use this, you're not a producer, but like you're just limiting yourself, and it's like that's not what an artist is there for.
Right. You can utilize these tools to achieve something that's like these thought processes, and you put it down on paper, essentially, on paper, computer, this sense. But like, if you can do that and then turn it into something that you're like, oh wow, I actually like turn my idea into a final product.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's the listener that's gonna listen to your song, and this is what if they like it, they like it. They don't, they don't. But just don't limit yourself and not make the song.
Exactly. Yeah. And where do you draw inspiration from? Like, I know you said you write like countless amount of genres, but like for psytrance, where do you draw your inspiration from? Like, do you listen to other artists? Do you, I don't know, like, do you like hone in on this artist's sound and then listen to another genre and say, wait, that could work in this genre? And
so I try and get creativity from. I don't allow myself to get creativity from anywhere. Like literally anywhere. The wind, anything, because like you'll hear birds and you'll like make a little melody like and then like that triggers a thought, and then that thought rolls on and the track gets done. And I try not to like anything and everything. It's like I'll use for my creative process. I try not
and do you record like a lot of not just your voice? You record other elements as well. Like,
so back then my phone used to like record quite a bit of stuff, like whatever I was thinking I'd record, but 99% of the time you can't use your recording because the quality is just not high enough, to be honest. But nowadays with the new iPhones or the new phones, you get quite a decent recording. But I'll listen to a lot of music as well. Like now when I'm in my writer's block, I listen to all genres. Like I won't limit myself to psytrance because you're just gonna hear like the same ideas running over and over. Where if you listen to like another genre, something might trigger you that you can use in your own genre. I like to cross-pollinate. Like it's the place that I actually got a lot of ideas for. It's weird, but like classical music, pianist. You'll hear like the pianist will go on, like he'll do some crazy scale, and it'll sound so wild. But then there'll be like 2 seconds of that part that's just like that little piece, and you're like, oh, let me use that, and then it like turns out into something crazy because the pianists, they didn't really, I don't know about my knowledge, but it wasn't blocked form. They just played and it just fucking went up and down and it went different ways. And in electronic music, you kind of like simplify that so that it makes a bit more sense on the dance floor. So you can like listen to like these small snippets and you'll get like crazy ideas. Like you'll have like a 2-minute they'll play for 2 minutes, but you only need like 5 seconds that sounds interesting.
And grab that.
You can work with that, like sparks an idea. Just like some notes that you never thought of, because Mozart is in the next level, and Mozart would think of it, but I wouldn't think of it. And
even if you're driving on the road and you hear like the way that multiple cars pass you in a certain pattern, like a wind pattern, you're like, oh my gosh, that's a cool pattern.
If it resonates with you, then it's gonna work. Because it resonates with you, that's the important part.
And where do you see yourself going with your music in the next few years? Like, do you want to tour with it? Do you want to release an album? Do you want to rather work on EPs or singles? Are you working on your other projects? Like, what's your vision in the next few years?
I personally would like to tour. I want to do a Zora festival. It's my favorite. It's the pinnacle of what I want to do. Just once at least. I do want to start touring Europe for festivals there. I want to start branching out. And for music wise, I am just working on an EP right now. I just want to get that EP. Since I am struggling with music block, I would like to finish an EP right now. That would be a nice goal for me. Because I actually have an older EP, 3 tracks that I have on the computer. I just don't want to do anything with it. I make great tracks, but I just can't get it finished. Like, I don't know why, I just can't finish it. They're like 99%, they just need a mix.
Okay.
And I just can't get to it. Yeah.
It's all good.
So I want to do an EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow, that's cool, man. And with gigs coming out and that, like, see you've got New Year's Eve.
We got New Year's Eve at Little Forest in the Feast on the Inn. It's going to be epic.
That's epic, yeah.
Love those parties. I don't think they've ever had a bad party. Yeah. So I'm super excited for that.
That's going to be a good one into 2024, yeah?
Yeah.
Next year, I think it's going to be a good one for us as well, man. I think it's this year we built, I think the Synoptics artists together built such a strong family locally. I think we like next year just keeping on rolling, you know.
Yeah, I really love that the labels coming together so well, and we're all gelling together, and we all like each other, and we're all wanting to work with each other. That just
so like coming over Brian, like, hey, I don't like her.
Yeah. No, like
everyone talks cock, everyone works with each other.
Yeah, I love it. So,
but I think because everyone has the same energy about it, you know. There's no attitude, no ego. Everyone just like we just love this. This is like a side hustle, passion project. Like it's awesome.
And if you have a group of individuals together, there's no limits. We can push it as far as we need to push it.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming to the studio today and chatting about your album.
Yeah, this was fun. This was super cool.
Sorry it's so late after the album's released, but like super stoked to launch this interviews, discussions with you, man.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I was a bit scared and shy, but
things started to flow.
Yeah, it started to flow.
And then keep an eye on. Obviously, we're going to be doing the remix contest launch with Priest as well. So keep an eye on that. And if you haven't checked out Holotropic, his album, check out on YouTube and all other portals, how many hundred there are online. Whatever
streaming service floats your boat.
And we're looking forward to your new EP and also all the other music projects and that and what you're doing, man. And the first chill out set, the next party.
It's gonna be the opening act.
Cool. Nice one, dude. Thanks so much, eh?
Thanks.
Come to the studio, dude.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, everyone.